Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Star Blast Studios coming here with a brand new video, and today we are starting up a new kind of series where we just talk about certain things. Ever since that video that I did with Swag and Jay, where we talked about the demonical fit, you guys were really into it, where I just talked about a certain thing that not a lot of people would have thought would have made it into a good video, and it's like, I realized after that I could be making other videos, and it's really fun to do, and I can make them entertaining, and so we're back at it again. Today we're going to be talking about SH Figuarts and all this random stuff, and today we have here Super Goku 02, but today he is known as Saiyajin Kamii. What's up, man?
What's up? How are you? Thank you for remembering my new name. I really appreciate that. Now people will actually know that that's my channel and not just be like, "Oh, I wonder what happened to that dude." Holy,
Yeah, bro, that happens whenever you change your name. And also, this is the guy. This is my homie right here. He makes me the dopest customs. He's really good with his work. He brings them at an affordable price. Literally everyone should be getting his customs from him. Please welcome J La Daisy Customs, but on YouTube he is known as Jesse Zelda.
Yo, what's up, man? Thanks for that intro.
Yeah, no
Uh,
problem, man. You deserve it.
it's awesome. Thank you, man. Thanks for having me on here.
Okay,
all right.
and so what are we gonna talk about today? Well, like Tamashii Nations hasn't really done anything that's really been upsetting. We just been having this whole thing. We're not. Let's just get right into it. And someone just talk about something right now about Figuarts. And oh yeah, what were we just talking about right now? We were just talking about some customs, honestly.
Yeah, customs, communities, people getting mad at Tamashi. Is it true? I don't know. But let's see. You said nobody's angry at Tamashi right now. Usually
Well,
people are always
I
angry at
mean, I'm a little upset at them.
oh
like
yeah, for
there's
that Majin Buu.
oh
Yeah, man.
I haven't gotten Majin Buu yet, and like it kind of sucks that some people don't like him because I'm excited for the figure. To me, the reason why I'm so excited is he's so different from anybody else in the line. But a lot of people are telling me like some things that are kind of upsetting about him. So I'm like, Loki, ooh, dang.
Honestly, man, I feel like if you ask me, I have the figure. I really like it. It's just it's not worth almost. It's like literally $80 for it. I know someone like they don't get their figures online because it's like they're just kind of paranoid. I'm not gonna say who it is, but it's like they got their Majin Buu figure from a store and they literally paid over $100 for this thing. And I'm
Okay,
Oh,
telling you,
that's crazy.
to
yeah,
me that's right because that is straight pricing rate. That is scalping at its finest. Like that's why the one thing I like about recent figure arts, like the recent releases from this year, a lot of them go straight to Barnes and Noble. So people who don't online collect order figures online or just want to walk into a store and buy a figure, it makes it easier for them, and also they're at a good retail price. Like
Yeah.
stuff like that. I feel like that the person who got scammed like that, that's basically almost scamming. The
oh no,
only
he
store in
he
their
really didn't
area
get
that
scammed though. It's like here's the reason why the price was up that much. Basically, they had to get it from this one place, most likely Big Bad Toy Store or other place, and so in order for them to make money off of it, they have to bring the
oh,
price up. It's like that's the part of the store. That's the business. That's what they need to make money off these things because they had to buy it for the original price. It's literally this is why when you buy figures off of there and it's like they're a web exclusive on the on the website that they're actually selling them where the figures are exclusive, they're gonna be like the regular price. They're gonna have the regular price. Like for example, Majin Vegeta was like $60, but on that other website where he was an exclusive on, he was $40. But other websites that we get our figures from, like Big Bad Toy Store, Xavier Customs, like Sculptamundo Toys, whichever, they need to bring the price up. They usually bring it up $20, and you end up having to pay $60 for a figure, rather than the typical $40 to $50. So that is kind of the normal for us nowadays.
well,
These
yeah, it's basically just profit for the middleman. Like instead of going straight from where they're coming from, you have to get it from a middleman, like the websites you stated, or like a comic book shop or a local toy shop, wherever you get your figures from. And that's why figure prices are going up recently. Like
exactly. And let me tell you the problem now with this Majin Buu, man. This Majin Buu figure is so damn hollow. It doesn't deserve the price range that it is at. The engineering in there is pretty good. It's able to balance itself out really well. The articulation is good for as much as you could give him, but like, man, it doesn't feel like a figure. It's almost as if it's a weird combination of what Figuarts should be like and Figuarts. Like, it's that hollow and it's that
Yeah,
light
I feel like it's like a doll, like those old school like dolls. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like those fat Buddha things.
Yeah, yeah.
I would think for that is like I see where you're coming from. Like it feels like cheap, like you're not getting enough for your money. But I feel like if he was a solid piece, that would make the figure actually worse in terms of posing and balancing. So I feel like they're damned if they do, damned if they don't, because of design. Like
I mean, my only gripe with that figure was the legs, man, and that big looking diaper thing.
really,
That's
it's
actually accurate though. It's complete. Anytime you see Majin Buu, the fat Buu, and he's always gonna be looking like he's wearing a diaper. I remember looking at the Budokai Tenkaichi 3 intro, and it's like, man, why is Majin Buu looking like he's wearing a diaper? I see him in Dokkan Battle. Why does Majin Buu look like he's wearing a diaper? They just put so much shading in his like white pants. He just looks like he's in a diaper because he's so damn fat.
it's just like
I feel like they can't even do like baggy pants properly though.
yeah, it's like I feel like a lot of the problems people have with this figure come from the design itself and not the figure. Like Majin, like Fat Blue's a hard figure person to make into a figure. It's easily like one of the hardest designs you could put into figure form,
Yeah,
especially
definitely.
articulated line. Like you can make a statue of Fat Blue easily, but like as a figure, Fat Blue is one of the hardest things you can actually engineer and have it be perfect.
Honestly, I think a lot of the dislike for this figure just doesn't come with the figure in general, but a lot of it also comes for the Fat Boo character. I've never met anyone in my life that ever said that one of their favorite characters from Dragon Ball is Fat Boo. The only time that I remember Fat Boo ever being like relevant was originally when he was in that cool scene where Vegeta was doing his final explosion, and when Goku turned Super Saiyan 3 in front of the audience for the very first time.
The thing with me and Fat Boo, I actually like Fat Boo out of all the Boos the best because
Really?
What?
yeah, to me, I like him the best because he's the most Toriyama character like out of them. Like he's just so weird and just just special to me. Like he's just such a unique villain. You wouldn't see him anywhere else. He reminds me of really early Dragon Ball like stuff like that, like really crazy zany stuff that Toriyama used to do. Like the problem, like Super Blue's cool to me too, but he's kind of just generic in terms of personality and stuff. And like I don't really connect to him that much because if I really wanted a character like that, I could go to a previous villain. And then
I
Kid Buu is just kind of like a force of nature. He's kind of just there. He's cool and whatever, but to me, Fat Buu has the most original design out of all of them, and just is the most fun to me.
I feel like he is just when he started out, he was the most Toriyama centric type of villain. We've had characters like Bacteria Man, and the thing is about Fat Boo is he is a dog lover, and he loves dogs just like that dog that's barking in your background. So can you please shut your door or something? Oh my gosh!
Oh, that's not mine. That's not my dog. My dog actually left then. Oof.
Oh my
I don't have a
gosh!
dog problem.
Did you like that transition there? Anyway,
Puppy B's going on a rampage, but to me, like the reason why Fat Boo just, I feel like Fat Boo works more as a protagonist, even though he hasn't even really been used that much as a protagonist, and it's weird. Like that's why I like Fat Boo. Like his relationship with Mr. Satan is also really fucking cute and stuff. Like I love that him and Mr. Satan are the fucking best. And just overall, he's just a fun character to me. That's
Yeah.
why.
One thing I gotta give it to Figuarts though is that 2019 is looking like a really solid year for figure
Oh, yeah,
releases.
that year is stacked with releases so
the
far.
baggy pants, like you mentioned, they managed to do the baggy pants apparent like really well with that new Super Boo figure that's coming out.
Yeah, because it looks really bad with Android 21.
They,
Oh, it sucks for 21 because I'm excited for that figure. I like 21's design a lot. It's just that the pants kind of throw it off for her design. But it's always nice getting another female figure in this line. We've only
Yeah,
had,
man. It's always nice getting someone different other than like, the classic
yeah,
two that we're always getting.
that's why I'm excited that we're getting like Roshi and Boo, Fat Boo. Like Fat Boo and Roshi really excite me because those are characters that are just way outside of what we usually get from figure arts. That's what
Yeah.
makes me so excited for them.
One thing I'm
Also,
happy for is definitely sorry to cut you off, man. You can go.
oh, you're good. Go ahead.
Go
Uh,
ahead, bro.
I was gonna say one of the things I'm super excited for is the whole Dragon Ball line. Like Dragon Ball started it all, and it's
That's
just now
exactly
getting
what I was
love.
about to say. I'm a huge fan of the original Dragon Ball, and like them finally getting into that part of the series actually has me interested again.
Yeah, like I say this all the time. Kid Goku is my favorite action figure from the Dragon Ball's
Oh my God, he's one
Figuarts
of
line.
the
I'm
figures in mine.
I never thought I would be saying this, but I'm excited for the day that they release King Piccolo because come on,
What?
you can't make a whole line of Dragon Ball figures without making a
King,
King Piccolo.
King
Like
Exactly.
Piccolo and Tao Pai Pai are the most must-haves. I need a Tao Pai Pai with a tongue pointing out face and a law. I need.
Just killed somebody with his tongue. He hit him in the temple, right, with his tongue.
Yeah, he hit General Blue straight in the temple with his tongue. That is the most sick stuff I have ever seen. That's why Tao Pai Pai to me is one of the most underrated villains. He's one of the people who like one of the first villains that Goku actually like had a vendetta against. Like this dude killed Bora's dad right in front of him, and then almost killed Goku. And straight just he rolled
Yeah, if it
long.
wasn't for the Dragon Ball, he definitely would
I
have killed him.
I
Yeah,
actually see a lot more potential for a Tao Pai Pai as a figure than people may think. Imagine if like what they did with Tao Pai Pai was they gave him like interchangeable arms and another head to make him into Cyborg Tao.
I see that happening too. That could really work. And
This
like I would really
honestly, it would work because I don't think people would care to get another Tao Pai Pai just to have him in his like his cyborg Tao form. I think he
Right,
would
yeah.
be. I think just having that in one figure is gonna make him sell well all the more better. Than
low
just gonna
key.
Now,
watch
the,
them make it
the
an
one
exclusive
thing,
though.
the one thing I do not want to see from the Dragon Ball line is a younger Tien and a younger Yamcha. That's something I really don't want to see, though.
Low key, I this is gonna be an unpopular opinion, but low key, what I want is kind of a teenage Goku from the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai,
Oh
but
no, that's fine. That would
yeah,
look pretty sweet.
without the boots or anything, the barefooted Goku without the weighted clothing. I think that would be pretty sweet if they actually give him like a younger build and like a younger like look.
Yeah, yeah. Like
I'd
he
be
has to be slim and like kind of chubby looking, like
yeah,
slim in the
and they
face, but like chubby like arms and stuff.
yeah
Nah,
they
I
have
don't see them actually making it chubby because they kind of didn't do that with the Kid Goku figure.
Yeah,
yeah.
but that's because
Well,
of his size, though. Like you can't really make
the kid
a $50 figure and have him be like like 2 inches tall.
yeah. If they made the kid Goku exactly how Toriyama drew him, like he would kind of be way harder to pose a little bit. Like even though Loki, the kid Goku figure we have right now is more based off modern like drawings of Kid Goku and not
Right.
from like the series. One thing I really hope, like, I really hope that if they make a teenage Goku figure from the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai, they give us a second head where with his like hair windswept. Like I really just want a windswept normal Goku hair piece because that's one of the things from early Dragon Ball and like Dragon Ball Z that I really miss that Goku's hair actually moved in its base form instead of staying static all the time. Like especially when he was in Kaioken, his hair always waved back and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually a missed opportunity that I've seen with a lot of those exclusives, the San Diego Comic
Yeah.
Con like Kaioken Goku. I can see
Like,
why they didn't do it though, because it's like he wasn't exactly in like that Super Saiyan like hairy state where the
yeah,
details of it wasn't
I
all the
wouldn't have
way
it be
like
like
changed.
Super Saiyan hair though. I would have it be like slightly in the same like area, but like just windswept because Goku's hair always moved around in early Dragon Ball Z, and then like all throughout Dragon Ball, it always was like windswept and stuff. But like
Right.
after Super Saiyan was introduced, they kind of stopped doing that, and I kind of miss it a lot. It's just like a little animation thing or like something from the manga I would notice that I really like a lot. Like it just adds something to the character, especially with Kyle Ken to me.
Absolutely. I think Kaioken it was great at that time, and it's like I can see a lot of people really enjoying Kaioken. It was one of those things where Goku had this whole power up that he was able to master, and it reminded me a lot of second gear in One Piece, which is something that Luffy did, and it's then when Goku went Super Saiyan, it's like the classic Dragon Ball that we remembered kind of transformed itself as soon as Goku went Super Saiyan. He like we would then have, as Vegeta would say, a Super Saiyan bargain sale with future Trunks, Vegeta, and Gohan.
Well,
Everyone is a Super Saiyan. Come and get
really,
it.
right after the Namek saga, that's where you can really kind of just split the series into two halves. Because Saiyan Saga was more like original Dragon Ball than Z, even though that was the first like part of the Z era.
Yeah, I
Like
feel like after the Frieza saga, it was pretty much just like the Saiyan show.
yeah, because you can see like through the design changes, like the Saiyan Saga was still more rounded, like the original Dragon Ball. The designs look closer to that than later Z, and like really towards like the middle to the end of the Frieza Saga is really where it became what it is now.
I think it's like I think that honestly that happened like midway around the Cell Saga because we still had that one moment from Tien and Krillin still had his own moments where it's like he could have shut off the androids, and well Yamcha was just being Yamcha, but we
I
don't
feel
really
like
talk about that.
like really where the androids actually showed up. Really, to me, that's when the show became Z. That's where it really became what it was for the rest of the series because there wasn't really a focus on technique anymore. And really, the last time there was really like a new like plethora of techniques learned was in the Saiyan saga with like the Spirit Bomb, the Kaioken, stuff like that. And really, nowhere else in Z other than the instant transmission, we
Yeah.
didn't get that many new moves at all.
Yeah, because Cell was this kind of villain who, and this is the thing that Majin Buu also took as well, where they would all be those kinds of copycat types of villains where they can copy all of their techniques and then, they do their own thing. I would have liked to see something more original. Like with Cell, I feel like he kind of took what Demon King Piccolo did, where he created his monsters. It's a very Toriyama ish thing to do, but, you know, I would have liked to see a lot more than just copying techniques from other villains. I think honestly at that point, Toriyama ran out of ideas and he didn't really know what to do at that point.
Low key, when you say that, like Cell kind of works more as a final villain because he's just everybody else combined. Like that was a cool idea having a villain that had everybody's moves. Of course, it's a brilliant idea, but like afterwards, when you have Boo, where do you go after that? And when Boo started to do it, it's kind of just like, oh, it's this again. It's like
Honestly, if they brought the power scaling down a bit, I, I think if you ask me from a storytelling perspective, if Goku suddenly became here's what I think. Here's actually a really good idea. I just thought of it right now. Goku comes back to fight Beerus, and it's like there is no Super Saiyan 3. There's only Super Saiyan God that's next. Because Beerus, imagine this if this was the next thing. Beerus comes to King Kai's planet to find out. Oh wait, which King Kai's planet came back? Since a certain time skip, the 7-year time skip that they were talking about. Uh, that is what happened. Okay, and we know Vegeta. He learned Super Saiyan 2, and the whole story of Beerus would happen. It's just everything would just be kind of scaled down a little bit, so at least Super Saiyan 2 can do a little bit. We're not talking about power scaling that we're used to right now. We're talking about from a storytelling perspective where their power scaling would be great. Because if they achieve a new form, it needs to do at least something to that character who is immensely powerful.
Yeah.
That's what I think would have made a better story if like they just kind of went with the whole Battle of Gods thing. Because to be frank, man, it would have written out the Majin Buu arc, but it all we got out of that arc was Oob and and
Well,
uh and Fat Boo. And
we're kind of getting
Yeah.
off of the topic of figures, but I like how this is going. But also, since you mentioned Oob, we need an Oob figure. Also, Dragon Ball Super after the Broly movie, please skip to Oob. I'm tired of this. Please just go to Oob. I don't care about anything else.
Yeah,
what
like
kind of
I,
Oob
I
figure
never
would you want?
understood why they would choose the in between years if they were going to make everybody get so overpowered. You know what I mean?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
It's
The
like
reason why
this is explicitly stated that they weren't going to retcon or rewrite the ending of Z, that it was all going to tie in together.
Oh,
So
they're definitely gonna rewrite that. That's why I'm saying I'm hoping the next arc is just that story just expanded upon and rewritten to
what I thought was going to happen with the Tournament of Power, obviously Universe 7 was going to win because at the end of Z they're all still there. So, big
everybody.
shocker.
That's the one thing about this that kind of ruins the whole series of Super. You can't really be like, oh, I wonder what happens because all of them are going to be alive at the end.
Yeah.
It kind of
Like
takes.
I even I told this to Heish. I told him I was like, what I thought was gonna happen was Goku was gonna be the survivor, right? I thought he was gonna win, master Ultra Instinct, and then Whis, for mastering Ultra Instinct, Whis would give him the blue gi that we know him with at the end of Z.
That's
Oh,
that's
that
another thing I really hate about Super so far. Why are they still wearing the same old outfits? Why? Why are they still doing that? Really, they had perfectly good outfits. Why'd they go back? Why'd they have to do a step backwards? The
Yeah, probably just for marketing because everyone recognizes Goku and Vegeta in their in their
but it
actually
respective
I
forms that they
have
always have.
I have
it
a
wouldn't.
good theory as to why this happened. Okay, initially when we have Vegeta, okay, Vegeta kind of completed his own thing, his own character. In that scene where when he admitted that Goku was better, because when he was fighting Boo, that's where kind of Vegeta's character development completely stopped. And then when going
Really,
into Dragon Ball Super, in order to do it, they kind of had to like make Vegeta's character a little bit more accurate to what we saw in the Boo saga, where he still has that driving force to be stronger, because it's kind of like what they did in GT, man. Like, because of Vegeta's speech, what Dragon Ball GT assumed that how Vegeta's character would progress, he would just not really fight anymore. He wouldn't train.
oh,
He lost the motivation
Yeah, but that
because
was horrible
his
writing because everyone should know that Vegeta is not uh
he wouldn't
like
completely.
it doesn't sit well with him to be second best. You know what I mean?
To
He's
me,
too prideful for that.
one thing that bothers me, and it's like a weird thing that some people notice, is that like with each arc in Z, Vegeta's outfits kind of coincide with his character development, and like in the Buu saga, his clothes were more human-like than Saiyan-like. He wasn't wearing Saiyan armor anymore. It was kind of like, oh, showing that he's kind of becoming his own person. And GT even went further with that, him just wearing normal street clothes, him becoming a human. And like I feel like Vegeta going back to wearing armor, even though it's not a big thing going back on his character, it's still something that like you kind of shouldn't have went back to the armored look. He kind of should have stayed with the Busaga outfit to me,
Right.
at least.
But the thing is too, like he remember they were just going to a tournament, so I don't think Vegeta would have armored up for the tournament. You know what I'm saying?
I guess, yeah, I
So
see.
like he's not expecting to fight crazy
Yeah,
strong opponents because he knows his only challenge there would be Goku. So
one thing I in like the opening for the second opening of Super when like Vegeta was training in the gravity chamber, like when he was training there, he was wearing like a similar outfit to like the Blue Saga outfit or like the End of Z outfit. That's what I'm hoping for. Like pretty soon he goes to that outfit.
Yeah,
because
like
I
I
actually,
really hope that we see Goku wear that. Like because Toriyama has stated that that blue gi signifies that he's the master and that he's a master now. He doesn't have to learn from anybody.
and that's
So
pretty close to happening. That's like a year or two up from happening in the actual series.
yeah,
I think that's gonna happen when Goku actually learns how to use Ultra Instinct completely. Once he's done with that, I can kind of see Dragon Ball ending with Goku saying that he's going to retire. He's going to
I
be done with
don't want.
fighting and he can finally settle.
I
There's
don't
one.
want Ultra Instinct to ever come back.
I don't. Well, I don't want Goku to be able to tap into it on his own. I want the one thing I like. I love Ultra Instinct a lot, and one of the reasons why it's never going to be overused because it's something Goku can't control.
I think
That's
I'm what I'm saying is like the when Goku can control it, that's when he decides to retire. There's
I could
nothing more he can train for. He already is able to do everything with
I
his
see what
fighting.
you're saying. That as an ending point works, but I feel like in terms of the series, I don't want him to master it until the end, or like have complete control of it until the end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He takes what he learns from Ultra Instinct and Whis, and he pours all of that into Oob. He takes the teacher role and doesn't become
Yeah,
really a main.
that's what I'm hoping for because
Yeah,
like
like
that's
if the series is gonna continue, they gotta do something. Like it can't just
yeah,
be Goku and Vegeta all the time anymore.
yeah, that's why I want Oob to be introduced already because it'll refresh the series. It will give Goku something else to do, and we'll have a new focus. And that way, we won't have to have Goku constantly get ridiculously stronger all the time. The main focus will be on Oob and show his progress and strength. That way, Goku can take a back seat.
Yeah.
That way,
Unfortunately,
we won't.
unfortunately though, we the problem that a lot of the writers they just continue on is that the story of Dragon Ball is the story of Goku. I thought you guys would follow up with that.
It
No, yeah,
could
no. I mean, everybody knows that, but it's a shonen thing,
well.
right?
I
So
see it
I mean,
happen. I don't.
technically, it's like they're more suited for like younger people and stuff. That's
Yeah,
what a lot of their animes have. So I mean,
well,
they could keep
that's
going with
why
Oob.
that Toriyama is setting up Oob for that role. Goku's still going to be part of the series, of course, but he's going to take that backseat and like fill in the mentor role. I think Goku could actually fit into that, and I think if they keep it like that, they can make a new version of Dragon Ball because shonen shows always have to have at least one younger character to follow the
Right.
show. Like even when Dragon Ball became Z, Goku wasn't a kid anymore, but still the show had a young protagonist to follow, Gohan. That's what I'm thinking Ubi's gonna fill in that role for the rest of Super. The
Yeah, I
thing
think it should be like Oob and Goten and Trunks. You know what I mean?
I think Goten was the most wasted one because he was kind of set up like another Gohan, the next young protagonist, even though there's older characters around him that they follow. It's just that Goten and Trunks kind of got overwhelmed in the Buu saga. Even though they were a big part of that saga, after that, they weren't that big factors into the series.
Yeah.
That's why I think
To
Buu's not
to
going to be like,
segue into some figures here, I think they should come out with a Goten and Trunks 2-pack. Like I can't see anybody paying $50 for Goten
I,
and Trunks.
I don't know. Seeing how they release Kid Goku and Kid Krillin separately, they might.
Yeah, but I guess, but they are supposed, aren't they? Well, yeah, I was gonna say they could be smaller, but
Yeah, I
Nah,
hope that.
there's no way. I can't see it happening. I'm sorry. I want that to happen. It's like it would be really cool, like Marvel Legends getting a 2-pack for $70, but I can't see it
Well,
happening.
it's not completely out of the window because Figuarts have done 2-packs for other lines they've made, like the Super Sentai line has had 2-packs before. I think maybe one or like some of the Marvel figures maybe have had 2-packs.
I just think like DBZ is such a cash grab for them, they won't do it.
Maybe I feel like it's not completely out the window, but I could see them not doing it. I could see them doing it, but also they have incentive not to do it. Like I feel like if they did 2-packs, it would kind of just it's like the same thing if you said they did like one Goku figure that came with every single form head. It's like they could obviously do that, but would they really want to though?
You could just charge an arm and a leg for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've had an idea like that. Like, do you remember if you guys have had the old Super Battle Collection
Yeah,
Goku
they
figure?
had that one Goku figure that had the base and the Super Saiyan 1, 2 to 3.
Yeah, I was thinking if they
That
ever
thing is
did
a
something like
vintage.
that, someone could actually like people would actually buy that. That would be the ultimate figure for
Yeah,
anybody's
of
because
course.
it'd be like buying five figures in one. Like even though it would probably be like $100, it's way worth paying like paying like that price times like two or three for all the
Yeah.
figures.
I honestly would have really
But
liked. I feel like the thing is with Tamashii Nations is they're not really as open as to a lot of thoughts. Like this is something I would have really liked to see with like why not introduce this whole thing where it's like they purposely made a certain figure so that certain face sculpts can fit in there. Like for example, let's look at the Great Saiyaman Gohan for a second. Okay, it seems to be like a really good figure. We're gonna be having base form heads. Why not make it so that these base form heads and Super Saiyan heads are like are like heads where you can interchange faces from other Goku figures because the faces from Goku figures can work with the Gohan if as long as you got it right. Why not make it so
Right.
the faces from Saiyan raised on Earth can fit in his base form, and the faces from Awakening Goku can fit in his like his regular hair. I would have actually really liked to see that. They think of themselves as vintage figures, but they don't see a lot of the playability that we could have with some of these things. And
What I think, oh, go ahead.
another thing too, Majin Vegeta. I felt like that was a very missed opportunity because they could have introduced a Super Saiyan 2 Goku head that could be like interchangeable on the Awakening Goku and then be made to fit on Saiyan raised on Earth as well, so we can finally have our Super Saiyan 2 Goku like form to go into our collection. That would
Right.
also incentivize people to buy more than one Saiyan raised on Earth Goku so that they can have a Super Saiyan 2 Goku on the shelf to go along with all of the forms that he's in. So we wouldn't
that
have to be going off and
that's
buying all these custom heads.
right, exactly. Like they've done that before with like Android 18 having a Krillin head. It's not
Yeah,
far fetched at all.
that was in the 1.0 line though, man. It's like I feel like they just lost a lot of their creativity. The only other thing I can like that we see nowadays where a figure is crossing along with the other figures in terms of accessory wise is that new Majin Buu that's coming out with that Fat Buu accessory where he's turning people
Well,
into candy.
they're
Yeah, the
doing that.
candy beam.
Yeah. No,
They're
that thing
doing
is a whole
that
new
more
head.
when you think about it, because recently they've been stringing along a lot of figures together, like the whole Dragon Ball line, all coming with a Dragon Ball together. That's like stringing the figures along.
Yeah, for Shenron, if you don't want to have that stupid hunk of plastic on there.
Yeah, like I feel like they're experimenting with a lot of these newer figures with exclusive parts coming with a certain figure. So since like it makes people want to buy these figures more often, then that that's what they're experimenting with. At first, they're doing it with the Dragon Ball line. Now they're doing it with the Boo figures, with the like Super Boo coming with some of those accessories for Fat Boo. Most likely, pretty soon, they're gonna start doing that with a lot of figures going on.
What I think
I
they should do is just create like accessory packs, like the He-Man figures did.
Oh yeah, like I'm
oh yeah.
surprised they haven't done that because again, Tamashii Nations has done that for Kamen Rider figures,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I
and
want those to be like the $20 price range, not have to be like at the same price as impact effects because they have the impact effects at $20. I think $20 would be a reasonable price for these accessory
Yeah.
packs. They do these kinds of things with
As long as it's
DC
not like
figures.
$20 for like one Kamehameha. You know what I'm saying?
as long as
Yeah,
it's
but
like
that's most likely the case though. That's the problem.
Nah,
no,
if it's $20, at least give us two
I
beams. You know what I mean?
don't think it would be like
They charge. I find that highly unlikely because they charge us $20 just for those impact effects that you've seen with that goes with the body clone figures.
Yeah.
well, I feel like it would take more after the Mario accessory packs because the Mario accessory packs, there's like 3 or 4 different ones, and they come with multiple different things, and they go from like $20 to $30.
You know what? I guarantee you, this is what.
Yeah, that would
this is
actually be
why
cool to do. Because you can have, like, the Saiyan pack, right? So you could have Vegeta's Galagun, Trunks' attack, or you could have, what's his face? Kamehameha, or whatever. A charging Kamehameha and a beam effect, or whatever. Final
You know
Flash or
what?
Galagun. You could interchange them, right? And so then you could have the Earthlings pack, right? Which could be Tien's Dodon Ray, Krillin's Destructo Disc, and maybe Yamcha's Spirit Ball, and then you can have like the villains pack or like the aliens pack and have Piccolo special beam cannon, Frieza stuff in there, Majin Buu stuff.
This is, you know what, man? I'm gonna play a little bit of devil's advocate here because if I was them, man, I wouldn't do it. Here's why. As much as I would love to have our own accessories, they probably would not be able to put it at a reasonable price because the way that Japan works, they have their own thing. When translating into US, they have to keep it at the same price. With all the bootleg companies that are out right now, don't you think that they would be able to, they're not going to be able to profit off of it enough because the bootleg companies will just make it cheaper at the end of the day? Like, nowadays with the bootleg companies, they can just take anything, and since it's not going to be a figure, as long as they're just going to be accessory packs, I think they would just turn out the same quality as the official. They wouldn't look as good, but it's going to be satisfying enough for anyone who gets it.
There's already custom made and bootleg, just fan made accessories and effects. I feel like even then, the packs wouldn't even have to be just effect parts. Like you could do a Namekian pack or just a Piccolo pack where you could have the special beam cannon and maybe even some extra expressions for Piccolo, or maybe
or it could be like the extended arms. That would be sick.
Yeah, extended arms, stuff like that. Basically, things that didn't come with the original figure, but could add to the playability, the accessibility, the posing of the figure.
I could see them doing that as soon as they release a 2.0 Piccolo.
Yeah, I think that's sorely needed, man. Like Piccolo is like the first figure that came out, right? So
yeah, and we already have like a 2.0 version of the Goku. It's like the base form Goku that came out in that came out in 2015. Pretty sure it came out in 2015.
It was 2014. 2015
was this SDCC, right?
It had the SDCC. 2014 was the original one because I got the original Goku September 2014.
Okay, well, there we go. There's no excuse. We need a 2.0 Piccolo.
Oh, that figure's the first one in the line. Next year, that figure's gonna be 10 years old. And it's crazy to think about, but yeah, that dude's almost 10 years old as a figure.
Yeah, it's crazy. That definitely needs one. What didn't need one was Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta from the new Broly movie.
I like how those figures look, but they kind of weren't needed. I like how they look. They look cool. I'm gonna get them. I like how they look, but they're kind of there's way more figures needed right now than them.
That is the potential of what an accessory pack could give you, because you can literally just take those heads and then put it on the Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku body or the Vegeta body. Okay, that's not the only thing I can see with is Vegeta, because he's the only exception where you definitely are going to need a darker body, and you should definitely release a Vegeta to kind of go with that.
Only if you're going for the movie, really.
But I do like movie colors, though. I like Vegeta's look in the movie. His look in the movie looks cool. Oh,
yeah, I just wish they would have done something different with the hair. Like they did one strand differently. Like they extended one strand. Like, come on, man.
One thing I really wish, even though I know it's not going to happen, it would be really cool if they did this. The coats. If they did the coats, I'll give you all my money. I need those.
Yeah.
Coats.
That would have been cool. Like it would have been super. It would have been tacky, right? If they did this, but it would have worked out. Like the Velcro. Remember, the old school wrestling figures. Yeah. Had the Velcro stuff on them.
Even some
the fake pleather and stuff. You could do that.
With some of the wrestling figure arts that they released, I think the Undertaker came with a jacket or something like that. I think I don't remember. I don't
Yeah, I
have any.
haven't even seen that. But I mean, you could do that. You could have like some fucking Velcro stuff. You could just Velcro
Or
it together right there.
again, accessory packs. You could release
There you
those.
go. Yeah.
People would buy those, and they've basically experimented with it. They released the power pole accessory on its own, so it's not way too far
Yeah.
fetched.
Now you could have a soft goods cape for Piccolo.
Yeah, lots of
You,
different things.
yeah, man. They have so many options.
Guys, this is how you know that JLI Daisy Customs really cares for the figure community, because he would be the any customizer that doesn't do that would be the last person who would be saying they should be making an accessories pack, because then that'd be less work for them and less money that they could be making.
Bro, I just thought of the funniest thing ever. It's so funny when I think about this, but Tamashi released those 2.0 Super Saiyan Blues because of the monocle fit. They were
Yeah,
like,
hands down. It's because everybody's
y'all, gonna,
like fucking tagging them in all their posts.
y'all really gonna do this right now? I wonder what we should. Oh yeah, this right here. It's
Right?
hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. That's why I'm just waiting for them to show off. What would be really, really petty of them is if they release that Trunks head sculpt. If they release that Trunks head sculpt, Tamashi Nation is like so petty. That would be
I
the petty.
would.
Well, I mean, they showed it off like forever ago, so
I feel like
that's
just because
on them.
when you really think about it, they actually lost an opportunity, because they could have made a 3.0 Goku. They wouldn't need to do a 3.0 for Vegeta, but they could have made a 3.0 Goku where we wouldn't have all of these issues with the baggy pants and with the knees. They could have given that a Goku a new design with new knee articulation. But no, they gave us the same exact Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku body, but literally the only difference from what I can tell on there is the head and a little bit of paint.
Dude, and it's funny. Like I called it in one of my videos. I was reading one of the comments before, and someone was like, "Oh, what do you feel?" I think it was when I was reviewing either the Goku Raised on Earth, or it was one of the Kaioken customs I did. And someone had asked me, he said, "What do you think they're gonna do for the movie?" I was like, knowing them, they would literally just repaint it and give you the same exact body, nothing different, just a head sculpt.
Ayo,
And someone was like, "Oh no, that doesn't sound right. They wouldn't do that." I was like, "You underestimate them. like you are underestimating how like nonchalant."
This is coming from the company that literally spread the 1.0 Super Saiyan Goku body and put it on Vegito and Piccolo and Gohan and all these other things. Like, have you been collecting these figures?
Right?
Piccolo's a different body though.
Yeah, he has a different body mold.
Yeah.
The Super Saiyan Goku, that's the one that they spread around to almost damn near everybody in the line.
Oh yeah, one thing I was gonna add about like the whole leg articulation, like the knees. One thing they really could have done is like on the Kid Goku figure, right? His arm, how his arm crunches, right? They could have did that technology, but in the legs, and like it would have worked way better on legs instead of the arms.
I feel like Kid Goku he's like a 1.5. He's a mix of the 1.0s and like the 2.0s. I feel like his arm articulation is the best out of any figure.
Oh yeah. His leg
because like the sleeves are a little wonky. They look weird, but it works within the confines of that figure, because when you move it up and down, you can move it up and down, left and right, and you move the arm diagonally too as well. You know what I mean? And the sleeve will move with it, and it doesn't create that stupid effect and issue that you have with the figures now. Like out of all the things you have, and you give us updated stuff with the 2.0s. You do not change the sleeves.
Yeah,
like what?
Always been a problem with people.
We've seen them do really good on their Figuarts. Okay, it's not the same exact like branch of the company, but Figuarts showed us just how the sleeves should be, where it's literally
it's like a
piece
cap
that goes in.
Yeah,
it's so nice on there. It's like how could a $30 or actually no $25 model kit be doing better engineering than some of the $50 figures that we are paying hard-earned money for?
Dragon Stars are doing them better. Like the recent Dragon Stars Gokus have that engineering that's actually yards. It's like
I mean no, because it's like I have some of those Dragon Stars figures. Like on their Goku, they don't have as much range in the articulation, man.
I mean, yeah, but they're not supposed to though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but on Figuarts, you're paying less. You're paying debatingly just a little bit less for it, and you're still getting the same amount of articulation. I just don't like the
Yeah.
way that they kind of handled it on the Dragon Stars because like they didn't sculpt out enough space in there, and it's like the
Right.
plastic on there and on that specific piece is too thick. Where it's like since it's a model kit, you can make them thin, and like those pieces will fit on there a little bit nicer. And
Yeah,
literally, if you
it's so
hold
cool because you can actually have them like hide that disgusting butterfly joint that sometimes works or doesn't work, right? Because it would all be part of that one sleeve area, so you could just literally extend that whole part out.
like low key. Now that I'm thinking about it, I know what they're probably doing for SDCC next year. Most likely, I have a feeling I know what they're gonna do.
actually,
Like
now that I think about it, if that was to be sorry, what were you saying, Shaheem? That's my bad.
I'm thinking the exclusives they do next year are gonna be like a repaint of the Kid Goku in either his purple gi or the outfit he was wearing when he was training with Master Roshi.
The white tank top,
Yeah,
I
that
can
I
see
would
him in
buy
the
that. I would
Blugie.
buy that shit instantly, bro. I'm a huge Kid Goku mark. Like I hate Goku.
God.
I hate Goku and most of his figures because we get too much of them. But I'm a Kid Goku mark, man.
Kid Goku,
Like I'll buy all that shit.
Kid Goku has been my top wanted figure since I started collecting this line, and when he finally came out, oh my god, I was so happy. That or a black suited Master Roshi that comes with an exclusive Jackie Chun head. That would make
Yeah.
that would
Yes,
nut. I would cry. I would instantly buy that figure. I
it
need a
would.
Jackie Chun.
It would already be dope because it's like you can already change out the beards and you still have some extra expressions that you can give him.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I need a Jackie Chun to go with the Kid Goku would be perfect because I love that fight so much. That fight
Yeah, it
was
was really, and plus they're already coming out with like Krillin. Why not just add a Jackie Chun in there?
well, they don't have the body to have it on there though because he was
Jackie
wearing
Chun,
the black outfit he was wearing
dude,
because
that's
the
just a
road.
repaint. That's
It's
just a
literally
repaint
just
of
a repaint.
his outfit.
Oh yeah, that is true. I wouldn't, but I would want it to be. Yeah, if they did an exclusive or regular release, I'd be fine with it. It doesn't really matter to me. Plus, if you did that, you would have a world's strongest Roshi too, in a
Exactly.
saga. Oh, if they did that, they could have a Mafuba jar. If they do King Piccolo, they're gonna have to have a Mafuba jar too,
The rice
because
jar, the rice cooker.
the jar to do the Mafuba. Because if there's a King Piccolo figure, that's one of the poses you're gonna do with Roshi, the
Of
Mafuba.
course, they're gonna come out with like hands or something for Roshi.
Bro, watch all the people who haven't seen the original Dragon Ball comment on this video like, what the hell are they talking about? That's why you watch the original Dragon Ball. It's the shit. To me, it's better
Yeah.
than.
It's
But
so
like,
weird, man. When like I talk to some people and they've never seen Dragon Ball, and I was like,
oh my god, I don't
what?
get why people don't do that to themselves. It's like if you can't really. To me, I'm like, you can be a Dragon Ball fan, but like, I can't take you that seriously when you haven't seen the original Dragon Ball. Like, at least a part of it. Come on,
Yeah.
you gotta respect it because I feel like it's the best part of the
Like,
series.
aren't people like even concerned like why are their characters even flying? Like they never even like you don't care to like go back into the original Dragon Ball and get an explanation for why these characters are flying. Oh well, I mean they're just flying. They're superheroes. Come on, man. That's what they do.
I guess it's just coming from how it was aired in the USA, how people just perceive it. They just go straight for Z. It's like
Yeah.
kind of how in the US it is. A lot of people just like, oh, don't even worry about Dragon Ball, just go straight to Z. Like that's how a lot of people view it.
That's why a lot
And
of people. It's because it's like here's the thing. I can kind of understand why because it's like when you go into Dragon Ball, okay, you're going into an area where you have all the nostalgic moments. How often do you see people actually talking about this one cool scene from Dragon Ball? Because I know the only thing that they saw from Dragon Ball, if anything, if you're one of those people that don't watch Dragon Ball, you at least had to have seen that one flashback in the Battle of Gods movie where Goku defeated King Piccolo with that gigantic punch.
yeah, the King Piccolo thing is one of the only things that non-Dragon Ball fans know about slightly, because it's referenced a lot in the early parts of Z. And like, really, that's why one thing that I really wish happened was that there was like a Dragon Ball Kai, just the original series condensed or reanimated or whatever. So a lot more people could be exposed to it because that's the one thing about Dragon Ball in the States. It's not that well like established as Z is. And it kind of sucks. It really does. But that's why I'm so glad they're finally getting to the Dragon Ball side in this line. It almost seems like they weren't going to get to that side at all. So it just makes me happy that we're seeing figures from Dragon Ball being.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the thing is, man, is they set themselves up to where they kind of have to make more Dragon Ball characters, which I kind of like, but it leaves us with the problem where you don't get to collect all 7 Dragon Balls and put them in Shenron's accessory unless you collect all of those figures. But if you do get all the Dragon Balls, that is a well-deserved trophy for your collecting achievement. It's a collector's trophy.
I
Yeah,
feel like
man.
that's like the first part of like a plan of doing like things with figures. Maybe they'll start having certain just special things coming with a certain line of figures. Like if all these characters come from a certain part of like the story, like a certain saga or whatever, they
Right,
come
right.
a specific piece to something that you collect to get completed.
Do you
I think
think Figuarts will ever do like build a figures?
that's what I'm thinking. Like that's what I was getting at. Like the Dragon Balls are like the tiny little step going towards that.
I
Right.
can only see that with Dragon Stars, man, because Figuarts is an expensive expensive high
Right. But I
quality
mean,
figures.
it doesn't
And
have to be like an act. It could be like Corrin,
we
Yeah,
non-essential characters like
yeah,
Corrin,
like side characters,
Bubbles, King Kai, Puar.
but
Oh, those
Bora.
kinds of okay. I
Yeah,
guess I can. Yeah,
I
Yeah,
care.
because there's no way they're gonna lose out on $50 for a character. You know what I mean?
Well, no, low key. Now that I think about it, they would make way more money if they did build a figure
I'm surprised that Yamcha didn't come with the Poir accessory since
because
Yeah, I
he
was kind
came
of
with the
upset that he
Cyberman.
came with the Cyber. Yeah, I was really upset he came with the Cyberman. I feel like Nappa should have came with the Cyberman instead.
well,
Absolutely.
they had to do the meme with the Cyberman and
No,
Yamcha.
it's
They
stupid
they
because
were
that's all they think that Yamcha is to the fandom. It's just the meme. When in reality, Yamcha in the Saiyan saga was debatably one of the coolest looking characters there. It's just his character itself is a kind of a letdown.
Yamcha's always been a letdown since his first arc.
Exactly.
Pretty much,
Toriyama
yeah.
always used Yamcha as the person that shows how strong the next villain is. First tournament, he lost to Jackie Chun to show how powerful Jackie Chun was. Next tournament, he got his leg broken by Tien, completely decimated. It was over for his character back then, before the whole Cyberman thing.
Yeah, and then he got Hero the next tournament.
Yeah, Hero literally he got beat by a random dude who was possessed by Kamii. Come on, Yamcha's character has
There's
been an appointment.
there's literally only one win that he's ever had his entire life in the middle of a fight, and it's like he had to get help for that one. It was that one scene in Dragon Ball where he was fighting that invisible guy, and then
Oh,
literally they had to get Master Roshi, and then they did this perverted scene to make Master Roshi
he
like
had to show
bleed his
his
nose out.
girlfriend
Just
to win a fight, literally.
Hmm.
Yamcha, a jobber. Like even though Yamcha's a cool, funny character and whatever, he has been a loser. He's been a loser for a long time in the series.
Yeah.
So it's not really even that surprising to me. They've always used Yamcha like that. Oh well. R.I.P. Yamcha. I hope your baseball career is doing you well. That's all.
Right. Playing. What was he playing for? Like the Titans? Is it Titans?
It was like the Titans or something, and I don't even know if he plays for them anymore. It doesn't seem like it.
No.
The
I
last
think he stopped like after the Saiyan saga. Like he was in the middle of a fight, and then he just on the
he
field.
started a fight in the field for no reason, but oh well. R.P. Yamcha. You had that one good baseball episode in Super, so you had your fun. Loki, I'm expecting that pretty soon next year. We're probably gonna get some we're probably getting Android 17 from the tournament for sure. I'm
I
expecting.
definitely
Oh
think
yeah.
if there's any other figure besides Piccolo that needs a 2.0 release, is the androids because they're so out of scale.
Uh, I love the Figuarts 17 a lot. He is kind of short though. Well, it's weird how you scale the androids though, because I feel like they scaled them to like the Future Trunks figure, and that Future Trunks figure was out of scale back then.
Yeah, like they're really tiny, man.
They are like I remember when I first got him, he was like it was really surprising how tiny he was. Like he's shorter than Vegeta.
It's not that inaccurate though, because it's like this is the scale that they're bringing from before that, he went into the time chamber and got taller and muscular. You know what I'm? Well, he
I
was already muscular, but it's like they made him taller. I think that actually kind of matched his age a little bit more. I'm probably one of the only few that think that, which is, but
I
I
don't
can see a
know.
lot of what you mean. That scene where he was fighting the androids, it was like in his original clothing. I think
Yeah.
that's like when he came. No. That one scene where he came out of the like when he was done. It was at the end of the Cell Saga where he had his regular clothes on. That's where I think at the 2.0 trunks that I had Jayla DayZ came in order to kind of represent that very well.
I really just hope that if we do get another 2.0 Trunks, it's the jacketless Trunks with the long hair. I wouldn't really want like the same outfit we've gotten two figures of already. I would want like
Right, right.
or
You
like
want
the
like a BoJack Unbound?
Bojack or
Oh
just the
yeah.
I low key I think I want the black tank top a little bit more. Just from the Broly movie and when he goes back into his future
Right,
and
right. Is
Android.
Demoniacal coming out with a long hair,
Yeah,
purple
That was
hair?
the monocle.
they're doing the long hair purple without the ponytail.
Right,
I,
right.
I,
I think that was a
Misstep
huge
from
mistake, like on Tamashi's part. They should have just done that instead of the ponytail. You know what I mean?
Personally
yeah.
though, it's like I look at that win and it's like the okay the long hair I think it looks fine, but the spiky hair one I saw an in hand image of it today. It looked really it looked a lot to me like it was made from Figuarts.
Oh yeah,
Like
Low,
because they're doing all they're doing is releasing all their molds like translucent, except for Goku.
yeah, I kind of don't like that. I don't like
Nah, man,
trans.
I need that shit to be like hard plastic. Like I'm not a fan of translucent hairs for anything.
I mean it is hard plastic. It's just
You
it's
know
just
what? You
translucent.
know, like solid. I mean solid, like straight. You
Like
can't see
I
through it.
feel like
Oh
on the
yeah.
regular Super Saiyan, like it's kind of like the older Super Battle Collection figures again, how they used to do like translucent releases and regular ones, and then like weirdly metallic gold ones.
Yeah,
It's
like the
like
gold hair and the yellow hair.
kind of like really niche, and I'm like low key for like the god forms, it can work to be translucent. It doesn't matter to me. It's not even gonna add that much to me if they're
You know
soft.
what needs to happen instead of the translucent? Pearlescent.
Yeah, I feel like pearlescent would
Ooh.
work way better with mastered ultra instinct.
I was just
Like
about to say
pearlescent
that.
paint would be so good. Like I can't remember off. I don't have the figure in hand right now. It's in my closet. The Super Saiyan God Goku have that? The pearlescent paint?
He has like a very shine and glossy finish to him.
Hmm.
Uh,
If any of you guys have the event exclusive Vegito blue figure, he has pearlescent paint, and that shit looks clean as fuck on the hair.
That's what I'm hoping they put on the newer Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, like I think
Oh
like all their hairs should be like that because then you don't need the translucent. You know what I mean?
yeah,
All you need to do is the light hit it in a certain way, and it's gonna look shiny. It's gonna look like it has energy flowing through it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
really, I'm excited to see the Bardock from the new movie. I know they're gonna release that figure. That's what I've been saying that they're gonna release the Bardock from
Bro,
Dragon
they
Ball.
should. We by now we should have a future Gohan and a Bardock figure, but for some
Oh,
reason, man, they're
that
taking their time.
Yeah,
Bardock skin.
and the
Next
thing is,
year.
man, they wouldn't have to like sculpt a lot of new parts. They already have all of the parts in order to make it, and it's like We already like literally for the future Gohan, you can just take the Sand Rays on Earth Goku body and just kind of make a new belt to kind of make it longer and match a little bit nicer. It would work really well, but
Future
it's
Gohan
like
figure.
it's weird because the figures that take the less amount of time to make are the figures that they're not even working on. Where I think the fans, if they were to actually use these parts in order to make a new like these figures, they would really appreciate that. They would be making money.
Yeah.
Like they wouldn't have to make it so much because it's like they're just brand new parts.
All they
And
gotta
the
do, man,
fandom
is
would
just
the
pop off Super Saiyan 3 Goku's torso, put that on Goku, on the Saiyan Rays on Earth Goku.
Really,
That'd be
I
dope.
wouldn't. I'm just like, I know Bardock's gonna be released. I just know he is. Since he's in the new movie, he's gonna be released, and it's gonna be the new design. I've known this for a while, and I guess it like last year because I noticed that Minus was gonna be in the movie. So I was like, if they're
I,
gonna release that
I saw this
figure,
coming too. Yeah.
like I think it's gonna be like that. And if Gogeta's in the movie, like a lot of people saying, that's where we're gonna get a Gogeta figure too. That's what I'm saying. Most likely, 2019, we're gonna get Bardock and like Gogeta
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
I wonder if those figures will come out in January. I wonder if they're rushing them to come out in January, like as soon as the movie hits. January for us, but December for, Japan.
We're not doing that because you remember with the Resurrection F figures, even though the movie came out, they didn't come out until like 6 months after the movie.
Yeah,
That's
which is
that's gonna
total
be what
huge
happens.
waste of anything.
That's what I'm thinking Gogeta and Bardock are gonna be like. That's why I'm saying like probably next month we're gonna be shown
They
the Gogeta figure and then Bardock probably around the same time.
And the thing is, man, they probably already have the Gogeta figure finished. They just haven't showed it off yet.
Yeah, they can't show it off yet until
I guarantee they're waiting for like after the movie.
yeah, they're waiting for his character to actually be announced for the movie to show it off. They
You
can't
know
show
then-
what? I hope that these Goku and Vegeta figures get released at the same time, just like what they did with the Xenoverse exclusives.
Oh, they are. I think
That's
should.
gotta be what happens.
They're probably going to be released around the same time. Most likely, like a month in between the two of them. Most likely,
Yeah.
because how I see it, it's going to be Broly first, then like 3 or 4, maybe 5 months later, Goku and Vegeta come out around
Well,
the same
technically,
time.
no. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry to cut you off, but technically, they already have the molds available for Goku and Vegeta.
Oh, I know. I'm just going.
It's just a
by,
repaint, right? So
it's
all
actually
they had to
Vegeta's
was a,
new sculpt for his hair, but Goku's
one strand, bro. One
Yeah.
strand on the faceplate. Like,
that is true. But Vegeta never really gets new head sculpts anyway. Let's be
yeah,
honest.
no,
He's
such wasted potential.
so this really what I really want. I don't care about Bardock or anybody. I want the Broly in the armor with the black hair and the orange eyes. That's what I want.
That does look like a really.
I don't want the Berserker Broly. I don't care about the full power run. I want that form of Broly. That's
I want base Broly from the original movie.
with the blue hair and stuff. That would be sick.
Yeah, man.
That would be dope.
I would want that and then the armored Broly. For some reason, I like the black hair armored Broly with the yellow eyes a lot. I just love how
Oh,
that.
definitely. I think it looks really, really dope.
To me, I like it better
I'm
than-
not a fan of how that Broly is looking, man. To be honest with you, those shoulder joints worry me.
Oh, on the low key, the Figure Eyes movie Broly looks a little bit more accurate than the Figure Arts one.
It looks a lot better.
I'm
It
pretty
looks a lot
sure,
better.
man, it's just like they're gonna be fixing that like as soon as they can with the shoulders. That's why you haven't seen any actual release date for this
Nah.
Broly's, probably because they're still
Nah.
working on it.
No,
think
they're gonna
about it.
give
Why
us
wouldn't-
the
why wouldn't
Nappa
they-
figure.
I saw that. I
The
know
problem
what
I
you're talking
have
about.
with the SH Figure Arts, the new movie Broly, it's not a bad looking figure. It's just kind of the style they chose for him is a little bit too realistic compared to every other figure in the line and to the art style of the movie.
Right? Like his face looks like it's modeled after a real person.
Yeah, and his musculature looks way too realistic looking. Like the style is taken after a more realistic tone.
Yeah. that could
Because
be just for like to pop out a prototype, right? But even in the movie, like he's not. It doesn't look like he's as big as he was in like the legendary Super Saiyan movies.
yeah, like his design's supposed to be more rounded or more bubbly looking than what they chose for the actual figure. That's why
Right.
I'm
But
leaning.
like the one thing I'm not. I don't think they're gonna change is the shoulders because they're using like those shoulders that they gave us with Nappa and the same. They're using the same shoulders that like their fighter bodies use, which is like their Street Fighter line, and those have horrible like articulation.
Ooh, ah,
Uh, I kind of like the Ryu figure, to be honest. When it comes to their articulation, they just can't do the splits as well as you want them to. It's just the
Yeah.
one issue with it is the elbow joint, but that's about it for me. It's pretty much a good figure.
Loki. I hope that eventually we might get Dragon Ball Heroes SH figure arts. It's not that far fetched. We've gotten Xenoverse figures. It's,
Exactly.
and like there's
And
I,
fighters.
yeah, like low key, even though a lot of people might not like me for saying this, I low key kind of want a Shallot SH figure arts just to have him because I like his design. He's just a nice looking character to me. Even though he's kind of a throwaway character from a game, I just like his design.
Man, Ace was a throwaway character, and they still released a figure of his ass.
Yeah, Ace isn't even that bad of a figure. He's just a fun little figure to pose around. Just like I don't get a lot of people have straight hatred for that figure. I'm like, he's
Right?
he's actually a pretty good figure. He's just like a character that not that many people care about.
Actually, here's the
Uh,
thing, man. The thing it's really underrated. It's like it's so much fun. It's up to the point where I'm pretty sure Jay started trying out stop motion animation just because of that figure.
That's the one thing I like about this figure a lot. Well, it's better for stop motion sake, I guess. You could do anything with that figure because he's a character that has no backstory. So it's like whatever. And he's a customizer's dream too. Like
Oh
you can
yeah.
so much mileage out of that figure in terms of like Trunks customs and Gohan stuff and all that jazz.
Just wish the scanner was kind of removable, but I mean
removable.
he never yeah, he
I
never
remember that.
actually.
Yeah, I remember how disappointed I was when I found out about it. I was like, "Oh, why?"
Yeah, me too, bro. You know
That's
what? I think right here is a good time to end it all off. This podcast has been literally an hour long, and man, time flies by really fast.
so much ad revenue for you. So much. Well, it's fun though. It doesn't feel like it's been like that long, but it
Nah, it doesn't. But I'm glad we got together.
yeah. Hopefully, you guys, if you're still here, have fun listening to this and didn't get bored. But thank you for having me, Heesh. I had a lot of fun doing this, and hopefully, we can do this again sometime.
Okay, you guys want to shout out your like social media right now?
Okay, I guess. Go to my channel, Saiyajin Kamii. That's with two eyes at the end, or search up DBZ Stop Motion. You might find one of my videos, like the Goku versus Beerus animation I did like a couple months ago. And yeah,
Rematch of the gods.
you said
Sorry,
what?
I said rematch of the gods.
Oh
Just
yeah,
so
I
they don't get
forgot the name
confused.
of my own animation. Yeah, Rematch of the Gods. He shot it more than I did, but check it out if you want to. I should try to make some new animations soon. I might upload a video. Who knows? My upload schedule is trash, but still subscribe to me.
All right, and Jesse, your turn.
You guys could check out my YouTube channel. It's Jesse Zalata. That's where I review a bunch of my custom action figures that I make. Brand new figures from Dragon Ball Z that drop. You can watch some of my gameplay from all the types of different games I play. Or you can find me on Instagram at JZelada. That's ZELADA Customs. And yeah, shoot me a DM if you want to talk.
All right, and as for my social media, please follow me over there on Twitter, which is Starblast_Studios or Starblast32. I can't remember what my @ was, but I need followers on Twitter, guys. I'm not enough people are liking my tweets, and also follow me on Instagram, where I'm more active on there because people actually liked the posts that I put on there. I don't get any of that on Twitter. That will be Starblast_Studios as well. All of the links for all of the social medias that everyone here has mentioned will be down in the description down below of this podcast. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this discussion. Thank you so much, Jesse and Shaheem, for joining this podcast. I'm so glad that we did this and just talked about figures. I had a really fun time with you guys. But anyway, guys, let's have a discussion down below about what figures you want to come out of the SH Figuarts line. And I'll see you guys down in the comment sections, guys. This has been Star Blast Studios. Till then.